Hello, welcome back to the Michael Talks Football channel. Another episode of Mike's Road to Qatar. And wow, what action we had in the World Cup qualifiers last night, this morning, or wherever you are in the world. And we even have more drama tonight. We got USA versus Mexico. Should be an absolutely crazy matchup. I will be waking up at 4 a.m. to watch the game. And if you ain't a real fan, then you got to wake up for that game. It's one of the biggest games in international football, USA versus Mexico. We obviously had Seleção de Brazil qualifying to the World Cup. Congrats to them. We're going to discuss about that. We're going to discuss about the action in Asia, UEFA, and CAF, and CONMEBOL last night. And then we're going to preview tonight's UEFA matches, not too many big matches, and then we're going to preview CONCACAF, and there's also Argentina versus Uruguay. So we're going to look at all of these things in the show, guys. So smash the like button. Let me know how you guys are all feeling. How did your teams do last night? If your teams played last night, or if they're going to play tomorrow or later today. So Sammy Kiani, thank you for tuning in. He says, hey, I voted Brazil as winners in Qatar. Okay, interesting. I like it. Like the choice. They show glimpses of the good old Brazil in the 90s 02 with the 3 R's. Obviously, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, and Ronaldinho. I don't know if they show glimpses of that, to be honest, because they are inconsistent, and yes, they get the results, but their style of play is not like those teams in the 90s and 02. But who knows? We still got about a year, almost a year now until the World Cup starts. So, yep, Anke, thank you for tuning in. Alejandro Loaiza, Ecuador got the win. Congrats. So, yeah, guys, we're going to start off straight away. Hit the like button. Share with your buddies if you want to, as we're going to cover all the World Cup qualifier actions from yesterday. And remember, tomorrow, guys, there will be a watch-along for Bosnia versus Finland. So hopefully you guys can join me for then. It's a massive game in Group D in World Cup qualifiers in UEFA. And obviously, it's close to my heart since it is Finland, and that's a very big deal to me. So we're going to start off with South Korea versus the UAE. I predicted a 2-1 for South Korea in this matchup, and they were once again very, very dominating with their play, but they just could not find the back of the net many times. Obviously, the only goal in the game coming from Hwang Hee-chan penalty. He's been in good goal-scoring form for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and he continues it for South Korea, scoring the only goal of the game. But once again, I say it over and over, this squad, they just need to get some goal-scoring from somebody like... Okay, if you're going to rely on Son and Hwang Hee-chan for the whole time, then maybe it will work. Maybe sometimes it won't work, but it's difficult. I mean, look at the stats, guys. Once again, South Korea just dominating possession, dominating shots, dominating every facet of this game, but they just could not find the back of the net on multiple occasions. And, you know, if they're going to score 1 or 2 goals each matchup, fine. But I expect with South Korea's talent that they could at least score 3, 4 goals sometimes. But I mean, they're going to constantly just win 1-0 or by 1 goal, it seems like. But they got the result. UAE disappointing, but it's an away at South Korea, which is difficult. And there was actually fans at the stadium, which was very nice to see in South Korea. So an expected result for South Korea. An expected result. I knew it was not going to be convincing, but it is what it is. Hwang In-chan, only goal of the game. So congrats to South Korea on getting the victory there. Then we have Iran 2, Lebanon 1. Quite remarkable comeback. An absolutely remarkable comeback. First off, Sonny Saad with the first goal. It was a crazy goal because literally, I don't know who from the Lebanese squad just kicked it up in the air. And it looks like the ball was going to go over the line and go for a goal kick. I don't know if there was wind in the stadium or something, but it just seemed like the ball was just swirling and swirling back towards then Sonny Saad. And then Sonny Saad finished it brilliantly past, oh my God, what's the Iranian goalkeeper's name again? I cannot remember. Sorry, guys. Behramvad. Yes, obviously, he's like almost 2 meters tall. He's a massive goalkeeper. So, yeah, then Iran with the late comeback. First 92nd minute, Osman with the equalizer. Kind of a scrappy goal, but Osman then tucks it in to the back of the net. And then Ahmad Nourali, great finish into the bottom left corner. Great finish. And then Iran with an absolutely crazy comeback. 2 goals in the last 4 minutes of the matchup to defeat Lebanon and break their hearts, really. Because Lebanon would have picked up a quite famous win and would have been very much involved in this group and finishing in the top 2 positions. But now with Iran winning this game, it's just looking like Iran and South Korea are just going to cruise past this group. There's just going to be no competition whatsoever. I know in Asia they have VAR, so it's either that the stadium didn't have enough camera angles for the first goal for Lebanon or what's going on there. But yeah, it's tough to say if the ball was out or not because, I didn't watch the whole game. I only watched the highlights of the matches. So it's kind of difficult for me to say as well if there was many replays of the goal. But yeah, but then Osman and Nourali getting the late goals. Seems like they don't need Taremi, maybe. But Taremi was very, he was trying to get up the squad and, promote them a little bit. But just boost their chances. He said nice things on Twitter, so that's at least a good thing to say because, Skokic did leave Taremi back at Porto, which is a ridiculous decision if you ask me. But hey, Iran came off with a crazy, crazy result. Absolutely crazy. They're still in first place. Lebanon, they should feel happy about it. They really should feel happy about, they didn't do much in the matchup. Obviously, Iran completely dominated it, but good result for them. Good result. All right, now we have the last game in this group. Iraq won, Syria won. Obviously, Syria getting the first goal in the 79th minute. Obviously, Omar Samah. We all know him. He's a goal-scoring machine in Saudi Arabian League and always scoring for Syria as well. Then Amir Al-Amari from the penalty spot in the 86th minute. I said this would be a 1-1 draw, and it was a 1-1 draw just like I called it. It was just a draw. Kind of disappointing from Iraq. You can expect better from them, but it was a pretty even matchup. There wasn't both teams created some good chances. Maybe Iraq should have won the game because they had another good chance. I can't remember who it was from, but yeah, it was an expected draw, and I think we all could see that coming. These teams are just drawing, and especially Iraq. They've had 4 draws so far in these World Cup qualifiers. So this is then the standings of Group A, guys. Like I said, it's Iran and South Korea, and it's looking like they're going to qualify in January. It's looking like it because I can't see Lebanon, Iraq, UAE, or any of the other teams in this group catching Iran and South Korea. So, yep, not much to say in this group otherwise than congrats to Iran and South Korea. I think they already knew they were going to go to Qatar. This is just barring an absolute collapse of epic proportions, guys. Otherwise, then, we'll just be talking about the craziest default in a World Cup qualifying group. But yeah, crazy game. Ali Reza, thank you for tuning in. He says hello, and then Ankit says, what's up, bro? How you doing? He says, I'm watching Scotland. You're watching Scotland versus Moldova? Ankit. I love football, but I ain't gonna watch Moldova versus Scotland. I know Scotland are. You guys can let me know if Scotland's still leading the matchup. I think they are. It was the wind. Okay, that's what I was thinking because the Lebanon goal was so weird how it was just kicked up in the air and ball was out of line. Okay. And that was like crazy. I was like crazy like a movie. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Just somehow the wind was crazy. Ahmad Nourali, yep. Man, how can you remember so many players' names? And here I was thinking, I'm good. Wow, hats off. Try and remember, man. I can't remember 2+2, but I can remember Nurali and Osman and these guys. I don't know how I can do it, but I'm just a football nerd. We will not have Jahan Bosch due to yellow cards and maybe Godos in the next match, plus no Taremi. Oh, wow. That's not good, but you still have Osman, and Osman is a fantastic player. But that is in Group A of the AFC World Cup qualifiers, guys. In Group B, Australia and Saudi Arabia did play a 0-0, and there was a crowd in Sydney, which is nice to see that now, there's not a crazy lockdown in Australia anymore, that fans were allowed in the Bankwest Stadium. I think the home of the Western Sydney Wanderers, if I'm not mistaken. So even though it finished 0-0, there was a lot of chances in this game. I remember Hrustic from the highlights getting a chance. Mabil had a great free kick. It was pouring down rain in Sydney. Absolute monsoon. It looked like a rainy night in Stoke, but Sydney version. Rainy night in Sydney. That's what I'm going to call it now. It was just crazy weather, but both teams had very good chances, I thought. But just, the goalkeepers were on fire. Matty Ryan, of course, for Australia, and Al Rubai for Saudi Arabia. They were very, very solid. Both teams, I think, are happy with the point. I think Saudi Arabia will be more happy with the point because they're away. They travel all the way to Australia and these sort of conditions. But Australia, they shouldn't be so discouraged by the performance. Watching from the highlights, at least, the second half, maybe the first 20 or 30 minutes, Australia were just creating chance, but they just couldn't break down the Saudi wall. And then all of a sudden, Saudi Arabia grew into the second half more and more, and then they started creating their own chances. And Matty Ryan made an incredible save. I can't remember who it was from, but an absolutely incredible save from the... Is he still at Brighton? God, I don't even know where Matty Ryan plays. Somebody let me know, where does Matty Ryan play at? I have no clue, actually. I know he was at Arsenal last season, if I'm not mistaken, but yeah. So, entertaining game. Just nobody could find the back of the net, which is a shame, but it is what it is. And then the other games in this group, Japan expected win over Vietnam. I just feel bad for Vietnam, but it's a nice story that they have qualified to the third round of the Asia World Cup qualifiers, but it's not looking good. They can't score, they can't defend. I mean, Ito, the only goal of the game, good finish from him, but he had another goal that was ruled offside, the Japanese striker. But Vietnam are just not good for now, at least for now. Hopefully, they can get back in the future and maybe make the World Cup in 2026. But for now, it's just a brutal awakening to high level of Asian football at the moment for Vietnam. But once again, Japan, they just cannot kill off these other smaller teams in this group like Oman, China. Okay, yes, Japan, Vietnam. They're only beating them by 1 goal or 2 goals, and they lost to Oman. So Japan, they have so much talent, but they just cannot put any chances through on goal, really. Like Furuhashi starting on the bench. He's on form for Celtic. Osako, he's not good anymore. I think he plays now at Vissel Kobe in Japan, former Werder Bremen striker. Obviously, Ito, he's more of a winger. Minamino, he had a good game. Tanaka, Endo, they have so many good players. Obviously, Yoshida. Then we're thinking of Tomiyasu, Nagatomo. Great team that Japan have. They just cannot put it together. I just don't get it, guys. I just don't get it. But they got the win. That's the most important thing. Vietnam struggling, and we know it's going to be a big struggle for them. Then the other last game in this group, Ulue got the first goal. He had a great chance again in the second half with a header that just went wide, which could have then put China 2-0 up, and we could have, what could we have seen then? Maybe China could have won 3-0, 3-1 or something like that. But then, Amyad Al-Harthi from a corner, poor goalkeeping from the Chinese goalkeeper. I don't know what he's doing there. And we're going to talk a lot about goalkeepers today, guys, especially Africa. My God. But Amyad Al-Harthi getting the 1-1 goal from a corner, Chinese goalkeeper came out, and he was nowhere near it. It wasn't like Alisson, where Alisson was kind of just bullied off the ball from Ogbonna. Literally, the Chinese goalkeeper completely missed it and misjudged his height on when to jump and all this sort of stuff. So, poor goalkeeping. Oman kind of got lucky because Wule should have scored at least a second goal in this game. He didn't. Oman did have their own chances, but it could have been 2-0 for China. And, we could have then been saying, oh, wow, Oman, are they now finished out of this group? But they're not yet. They're still in this group. So, guys, here is the standings of Group B. Saudi Arabia are still on top, 13 points. Japan are starting to crawl up. They're starting to crawl up just a little bit right now after losing 2 games so far in this group. Australia are on 10 points. Japan in third place with 9 points. Oman just 2 points behind Japan on 7 points. China, I mean, it would take an absolute miracle for China to qualify, and then Vietnam at the bottom, and we know Vietnam are just going to take an absolute beating at every game, it seems like. So, yeah, that is the action then in Asia. Give me your thoughts of the Asia World Cup qualifiers. Of course, Saudi Arabia played a lot better. Yeah, they did, actually. I was very impressed with how Saudi Arabia then grew into the game in the second half and then just started creating their own chances. And Mandy Ryan, like I said, just made a couple brilliant saves. So remember, guys, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the chat. Remember to get your score predictions then for the future matches that are coming today. And there is a poll as well because of Seleção qualifying to the World Cup. How far will Brazil advance in the 2022 World Cup? And so far, we have 12 votes, and 42% of you say they will reach the semifinals. Okay, I like it because that's when we discuss about the CONCACAF, I will get to like how I think about Brazil and their chances. But Ronald Rojo, thank you for tuning in. He says Vinny needs more playing time. Definitely he does. I think he definitely should start for Brazil. But then the problem is, where are you going to play Neymar? Because he's the left winger of Brazil. So where's Neymar going to play? Is he going to play the 10 spot? Is he going to play the false 9? This is what I'm thinking. Tite is going to play maybe a false 9 kind of sort of system like Man City do and play Rapinho or Antony, then Vinny up top. So they have a lot of different options. So Danny A, thank you for tuning in. How are you doing? Remember, guys, get involved in the chat and tell me how is everybody doing? How's everybody? And where are you guys watching from? That's even better. That's even better to know. Where is everybody watching the stream today? Because I'm pretty sure we're pretty international, I would say up in this bitch. There we go. All right, guys. Now we're going to quickly move on to CAF because we had some movements going on in CAF. Obviously, the first one is Uganda won, Kenya won. Obviously, Olunga, I know he's an absolute goal-scoring machine in the Qatar League and was in the Japanese League. And he scored the first goal for Kenya. And then came the absolute calamity of a goalkeeping error. And Bayo was the beneficiary of it, where the Kenyan goalkeeper decides, you know what, I'm just going to play around and maybe pick up the ball. And then Bayo just comes out of nowhere, kicks it out of not really kicks it because the Kenyan goalkeeper never had really full control of it. And then Bayo just taps it in. I mean, if you want to talk about an absolute calamity of a goalkeeping situation, it was that. It was that situation right there. Absolutely poor goalkeeping. If you haven't checked it out, highly recommend it because it was hilarious. But this is not a good result for Uganda. I said maybe it was going to be a 1-0 for Uganda, but I mean, they've just been drawing like crazy in this group. They already drew 0-0 with Kenya early in this group. They drew with Mali, so that's kind of cost them in the grand scheme of things. Because yes, they beat Rwanda 1-0, but those first 2 draws and the draw with Kenya destroyed their chances of getting out of this group and destroyed their chances. So, yeah, now we're going to talk about Mali, who are now, guys, 180 minutes away from qualifying to the 2022 World Cup. So congrats to them. Will they debut? It would be awesome to get a new debut team at the World Cup. That would be absolutely awesome. Obviously, Rwanda were very stricken because then Bisimana got an early red card. Obviously, he took down, I think it was Genepo or Kone of Mali, and he was going to be through on goal. Straight red card, nothing there. And then obviously, the floodgates start happening. All the goals for Mali were pretty good, except for the Ibrahima Kone, because the Rwandan goalkeeper, I don't know if he was drunk, but he just didn't. He literally passed it straight to Kone. What can he do? So Genepo, great finish into the bottom right corner off the post. Beautiful shot. Then obviously Ibrahima Kone. And guys, Ibrahima Kone, in 6 starts for Mali, has 8 goals. He's a goal-scoring machine. And I think he's a goal-scoring machine in the Norwegian league as well for, I think it's Sarpsborg. I think it is called Sarpsborg, if I'm not mistaken. I think it is. So, yeah, Ibrahima Kone. Then, obviously, Khalifa Koulibaly, great shot. Maybe the Rwandan goalkeeper could have done better, but it was a great shot. Nothing more can say there. So, that is now the group's settled. And Mali are now 180 minutes away from qualifying to the World Cup. As you see, guys, now they have a 4-point edge over Uganda. They were going to face each other in the final match day, but due to Uganda drawing with Kenya, Mali are through to the final round of African World Cup qualifying. So, guys, if I was any team in the pot 1 when the draw happens, I would not want to face this Mali squad. There's something about this Mali squad that is very exciting to watch when you think of players like Janepo, Ibrahim Akone, who's only 22, Mohamed Kamara. They have great players. Adama Traore, of course, from Sheriff Tiraspol, the one that actually can finish. Khalifa Koulibaly, Amadou Haidara from RB Leipzig. So this team has got a lot of talent. Ismaila Diawara, he's from Malmo. He's played a couple of games for Malmo, I think in Allsvenskan, maybe in the Champions League as well. So, man, this team is loaded. And I'm not even – I totally forgot about Yusuf Bissouma. Who else is there? I think there's Sekou Koita from Red Bull Salzburg. My God, this Mali squad is talented. So, if I was any team, let's say like a Nigeria, Algeria, I think can take them. Senegal, wow, Senegal versus Mali would be a fascinating matchup. Obviously, 2 West African nations. Morocco maybe could be an even matchup. Tunisia, I think Mali could maybe beat Tunisia, but even though I said Tunisia would qualify to the World Cup, let's say Egypt, Nigeria, these teams would not want to face, even though I think Egypt will be in pot 2. So if I was a pot 1 team, I do not want to face this Mali squad. It's going to be a tough battle with the talent that this Mali squad has, guys. So let me know in the chat. Do you guys think Mali will qualify to the World Cup? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat. They're only 180 minutes away from debuting at the World Cup, which would be fantastic to see. So, yeah, guys, that is then Group E. We move on to Group G, where Ghana. My God. Oh, man. I don't know. I think I've lost trust in this squad, even though they got still one more game, thankfully for them. But not a good performance. First half, they were very good, and they could have killed off this game and would have been a level in points still. But they have shot themselves in the foot now. They have got to beat South Africa, I think, by 2 goals in the next matchup. So obviously, Andrew Ayew from a free kick, great free kick. Maybe the wall could have done better. The wall didn't really jump, to be honest, but Andrew Ayew is the beneficiary of it. And then Getane Gebede getting the equalizer for Ethiopia. So not a good performance from Ghana, because Ethiopia had a lot of chances in the second half where Ghana really had nothing, to be honest. Absolutely nothing. So good for Ethiopia to get the point, but poor performance from Ghana. Poor performance. I'm not too sure about this Jordan Ayew anymore. I don't think he needs to be called up for Ghana anymore. I just don't know. I don't know if he should be called up anymore. They have good talent. I don't think Partey was playing in the game either. So, yeah, not a good performance from Ghana. Then, obviously, South Africa beating Zimbabwe 1-0. South Africa I think they beat Ethiopia 3-1 away, and that's pretty much their biggest victory in these World Cup qualifiers. Yeah, otherwise it's been a 1-0, 1-0, 0-0. So South Africa just scrape it through and get the goal. They had 4 shots on target. Zimbabwe didn't create anything in this matchup, so good performance from South Africa. The only goal scorer was Teboho Mokena. Good performance. I obviously watched the highlights. I can't speak about the whole game, guys, of course. But, yeah, that is then. So, actually, where is the – I'm going to quickly check the goal difference, because obviously now it's all coming down to Ghana versus South Africa in the last game. So I want to quickly check what is the goal difference between these 2 teams, because it doesn't show on this app. So I got to quickly check, guys, too. Let's see how many goals Ghana has to win by in order to win this group. Let's quickly check that out. It was a Group G. Yes, Group G. Okay. So currently South Africa are on a +5 goal difference, and Ghana are on a +3 goal difference. So then obviously if Ghana win by 2 goals, then I think then it's by amount of goals you score, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's about the amount of goals you score. So after it is goal difference, because then if they're level, it's +4. So then I think it's goals scored, and then I think Ghana will be through, because then they would have scored 7 goals and South Africa would have been on 6 goals. So it doesn't matter. All that matters is Ghana has to win this game. That's it. That's just point blank simple. Just win it and you're maybe through. I think they're through then if they win 1-0 or 2-0. That's why if South Africa got a second or third goal against Zimbabwe, it would have made the task for Ghana even larger in this aspect. So that's then Group G quickly. Obviously, I'm not going to go in depth in these Group H because it's pretty much done. Congo won, Namibia won, and Togo won, Senegal won, and there's nothing to talk about there really, guys. So then we move on to Group J. And how's everybody doing in the chat? Remember, guys, hit the like button. Alejandro says, poor Ghana, always supported them. I've always supported them too, ever since they made that incredible run almost to the semifinals, but then Luis Suarez happened. So Sami Kani says, I have Mali qualify. Remember my 32 teams list I posted in October. Yes, I remember you telling me that Mali will qualify, and it's looking good, man. They are a very exciting team to watch. Andrios from Ukraine. How you doing, buddy? I hope you're doing well. Obviously, Finland versus Bosnia tomorrow. I'm pretty sure you're going to watch the game. So remember, guys, I will be having a watch along then for Bosnia versus Finland tomorrow. Should be very stressful for me. Very stressful. So hopefully it's a nice victory for Finland. I can relax, have a good weekend, enjoy a couple beers maybe. Then Tuesday, Finland versus France. And then I'll be stressed once again. So just let's hope for that. Let's hope for Finland win, guys. Obviously, there's no disrespect to Bosnia. They're a very good side. And they played very good against Ukraine in the second half. But we will, if you haven't seen the match preview on my channel, go watch the match preview. But I'll just give like a short preview then when we talk about the games that are coming up tomorrow in the UEFA. But first, we still quickly talk about Africa. Obviously, DRC Congo destroying Tanzania. Tanzania did have some chances in the matchup, but DRC Congo took advantage of their chances. Obviously, Kakuta getting the first goal in the 6th minute, then Fasika and Malongo finishing off the game. DRC Congo deserved winners. They were the better squad. Tanzania, like I said, created some chances in the first half, and then I think another chance when it was 2-0 for DRC. But other than that, it was all DRC Congo. So congrats to them. They just need to beat Benin in the last game because obviously Benin did beat Madagascar 2-0, even though Madagascar had a lot of chances in the first half. What can I say? I mean, Dosu getting the first goal for Benin, and then Steve Moni, obviously. Steve Moni always scores for Benin. It's just a given 2-0. So there was some headbutting going on in this game. Africa was wild yesterday. Oh, do you expect anything else in African football? It's just crazy. African football, CONCACAF, and CONMEBOL. It's just wild stuff always happens. I love it. You don't see that kind of shenanigans or craziness in UEFA that much or Asia that much. It's mostly like CAF, CONCACAF, and CONMEBOL. There's just the craziness going on there, but I love it. So, guys, this is then the standings before the last matchup between Benin and DRC Congo. They will be playing against each other to determine who will advance to the final round. DRC Congo is hosting Benin. I still think Benin will get through, but all they need is a draw, and that's it. And I predicted before the second round started that Benin would win this group. Looking good so far. Maybe I'm going to look like a dummy after it. Who knows? But enthralling, great action. We got Africa still wide open. Obviously, I talked about Ghana and South Africa facing off each other, and we have Benin and DRC Congo facing off. So great action, guys. Absolutely great action in CAF and Asia. And then we're going to move on to CONMEBOL, but got to quickly check out how the people are doing. And Rio says it's either a 1-1 between Bosnia and Finland or a 1-0. That's my prediction. Well, I'll save my prediction because, if you haven't seen my prediction in my other videos, you'll know. But if you haven't yet, stay tuned because then I'll be talking about it. But it's still going to come to the last day when Ukraine have to travel to Bosnia. And let's just say it's going to end in a draw because that's what Ukraine and Bosnia do. They just draw these two teams. No offense, Andreas. I don't know what it is in Ukraine and drawing. 6 draws. 6 draws. Oh, my God. Ukraine national team needs to get a t-shirt and just says the Draw Kings. That's what they need. They just need a shirt that says the Draw Kings. That's all you need. All right, guys. So now we talk about CONMEBOL. Obviously, one of my favorite. Probably first is obviously UEFA because that's dear to my heart. Then CONCACAF because that's second dearest to my heart. Obviously the USA. And then third has to be CONMEBOL because I think players are very good. Action is always crazy. You don't know what you're going to get. Drama, all that sort of stuff in CONMEBOL. So, yep. First match we have Ecuador defeating Venezuela 1-0. Obviously, Ener Valencia was not called up to the squad this time. It didn't really matter. Not a convincing performance from Ecuador, but they got the job done. Obviously, Gonzalo Plata did start as well. There was no Angel Mena for Ecuador either. Obviously, Hinchapia getting the only goal. Young, promising Bayer Leverkusen center back guys. We should definitely watch out for Hinchapia. Very promising center back. Only 19 or 20 years old. Bayer Leverkusen player. Fantastic player. Definitely one to watch out in the future. Then we obviously have Caicedo. We have Preciado. Yeah, then obviously, there was no Estopian. Okay, I thought Estopian would have started, but it's Venezuela and they're away. What do you want? Obviously, Ecuador is going to obviously beat Venezuela. It's Venezuela they're terrible away. They're terrible, absolutely terrible. But Ecuador did create a lot of chances, and this game could have been 2 or 3-0 easily, but still got the victory, and that's what Ecuador need, because obviously Colombia lost, Paraguay, and these sort of teams lost. So Ecuador still with a fighting. They're still in third place, and they're looking good, guys. They're looking like they're wanting to make a return to the World Cup, which is nice to see. Still in third place with 20 points, if you guys want to quickly look. So currently, they have a 4-point lead. Obviously, Uruguay are going to play Argentina later today, so Uruguay then could go 1 point behind Ecuador, but Ecuador currently have a 4-point lead over Colombia with 5 games to go. So, Ecuador, it's getting close. It's getting close for you guys. It's getting close. Almost there, Alejandro. Oh, you're almost there to getting your spot. Almost there for Ecuador to return. It would be absolutely fun. Fantastic to see. But we got to talk about the other action in CONMEBOL. Obviously, I'm on the Finnish time zone, so I got to go to the next day. Remember, guys, hit the like button. If you're watching on Twitch, get involved in the chat as well. Obviously, I can still show your chats as well. So, as I say that, Mohammed Mizori 78. Thank you for tuning in. He says hello. Hello to yourself. Hello to yourself. Eldon Chicken Man, how are you doing? Obviously, I was on AD's channel. Hello, AD. How are you doing? Yesterday, talking about Mexico versus USA, and we will be discussing about that game in about, let's say, it shouldn't be too long for CONMEBOL or UEFA. So about 30 minutes, I would say, until we get into the CONCACAF and UEFA matches. So don't worry about that. Sammy Kiani says, will it be sold out the stadium in Kinshasa, 80,000? I have no clue. If it is, that's going to create even more of an atmosphere, because a lot of the stadiums actually in Africa were sold out, or they had a little bit of capacity. So it was good to see. Ecuador got the dub. They got the dub, bro. I was a little scared with 4 suspensions and enter injured. Okay, so that's why Angel Mena didn't play, but it doesn't matter. That shows that you guys have squad depth and you can rotate players, even though. But now with only 2 matches, you can play all the top players in the next matchup. But we will get our starters back from suspension for the Chile game to hopefully win. What a great game that should be, because Chile are doing well. Eldon Chicken Man says, Brazil has a good team, so I see them get to the semifinals, but nothing more than that. All right. I'll be so happy if they make it back. Exactly. I am doing well, Mohammed. How are you doing on this beautiful day, Friday night, guys? You guys are here chilling out with me. I really appreciate it, guys. Very much appreciate it. We are soon on the road to 1,000. Unbelievable. Already almost 1,000 subscribers. Crazy. And it's not even World Cup year. Can't imagine when the World Cup, guys. Because remember, guys, when the World Cup comes, I've been talking about it all this time. Obviously, I talk about club football a lot because, without club football, there would be no international football. So obviously, you have to remember that. But I love talking about international football because you just get so much drama while other people bitch and moan about it. I love it because then you can talk about Portugal and Serbia playing an immense game on Sunday night. You could talk about Bosnia and Finland tomorrow playing a massive game. You can talk about USA and Mexico. You can talk about South Korea versus UAE. You can talk about then the DRC Congo versus Benin. There's just so many storylines. Obviously, in certain matches, I have more details and analysis to give you and tactics. And then some of the other ones, we just, educate you guys and know what's going on to see what 32 teams will qualify to the World Cup. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. So XOROSK, he says Serbia will beat. Thank you for tuning in as well. Serbia will beat Portugal. Mark my words. So I like it. With all caps as well. He means business, guys. I think Serbia mean business. And we will discuss about Portugal soon because Fernando Santos. Ecuador is a team I keep an eye on. I think they will qualify, and depending on the group, we'll make this round of 16. I can see, but first Ecuador got to get there. They first got to get to the World Cup, but they're looking good on the path to the World Cup at this very moment. But let me just quickly show you guys the action from yesterday. There was obviously other games being played today. So Paraguay nil, excuse me. Chile won. Chile getting the only goal of this game, Anthony Silva. I mean, it was a direct corner from Alexis Sanchez, obviously the former Arsenal and current Inter Milan player. Straight corner, Anthony Silva. I don't know what he's doing on that. He's played a really good game against Argentina, but otherwise he has been poor in the last couple of games. Own goal from him. Should have really dealt with it. Didn't, and paid the price. Chile, I mean, Paraguay, not a good performance once again. I don't know what it is with this squad. They're not good at the moment. Not good whatsoever. I don't know if it's just confidence. There's no star players. Almiron needs to step up and these sort of guys, but they ain't creating nothing. Chile are looking good. Vidal had a very good game, I thought, just moving the ball forward as much as he could. And then when you have Preriton, obviously from Blackburn Rovers, has had a good season, and then obviously Alexis Sanchez. So, Chile are looking good at the moment. They're looking good. They've got now picked up, I think that's 3 wins in a row. Haven't conceded any goals in those 3 games, I believe. Yep. No, actually, they lost to Peru. No, I'm sorry. So they beat Paraguay 2-0. They beat Venezuela 3-0. And now they beat Paraguay. So good momentum from Chile. Can they keep this up? They've played one of the 2 worst teams in CONMEBOL. So let's see. They're going to play Ecuador in the next matchup. Should be absolutely fascinating. Paraguay, I think it's pretty much done for them. It's pretty much done for them because now they're already 8 points behind Ecuador. They're 4 points behind Chile, and I think Paraguay still have a tough schedule coming up. So it might be done for them. It might be done. But now, guys, it is time to talk about Seleção. Brazil have qualified to the World Cup. Congrats. Was it ever in doubt? Hell no. Hell no, because this team is too good. Way too good is Brazil. They absolutely steamrolled once again CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers. Only dropping 1 game, and that was a draw against Colombia 0-0, which happened. So very impressive. This performance, though, not great. Obviously, I watched the highlights. It didn't seem like a great performance from Brazil, but it's just about getting results. And I think under Tite, the manager, that's what it kind of is. It's just about getting results. There's no flair to their game. There's no patterns of play. It's just about, getting results, for me at least. In Copa America, they were impressive, but Neymar was fantastic in this summer's Copa America. So you guys let me know in the chat, how far will Brazil, and who are the key players? Who is the star player that Brazil need next year? Obviously, we're all going to think it's going to be Neymar. For me, it's 2 players. And those 2 players are Vinicius Jr., and then it's either Rapinho or Antony on the other side. And now it's going to be a matter of, if we look at this game, especially like who the attackers were for Brazil, there's Neymar, Gabriel Jesus. I just don't know if Gabriel Jesus is a striker anymore. He just plays as a winger now for Man City. I don't think he's the answer as striker for Brazil. Maybe Tite for the World Cup can play Neymar at the false 9. That's an idea. I think he's the leader of this squad. So that's an idea for Tite to think about. Maybe playing Neymar at the false 9 will be the idea. Lucas Paqueta, obviously driving forward with the ball. Fred for Manchester United, guys, he is shit. He is shit. When he plays for Brazil, he actually looks like Jogo Bonito Fred. I don't know what he's McFred, Man United. He's Fred with Brazil. It doesn't make any sense. But maybe that's the manager of Manchester United. That's a topic for another day. But, when you have Casemiro and Fred just solidifying the defense, and then you have Lucas Paqueta, great interlink play with Neymar for the goal. Neymar, lovely layoff. Should have Ospina done better? 100%. 100% didn't. He didn't. And Lucas Paqueta got another goal for the Seleção. But still, you got Thiago Silva, you got Marquinhos in the back line. Could they do with a better right back than Danilo? Yes. Could they do better with a better left back than maybe Alexandro? Possibly. But they're decent. Are they world-class? Fullbacks, for me, not so much. Especially Danilo. He's kind of now drift off in his career. So, obviously, then when you have Alisson and Ederson. So, obviously, this Brazil squad is so good. And they have so much talent. They obviously won the 2019 Copa America. That was without Neymar. They destroyed Peru in that final. 2018 World Cup, 2-0 down to Belgium, in halftime in the quarterfinals. They roared back. We're trying to get that second goal. They were dominating that second half against Belgium, but Belgium held on. And Brazil fell out of the World Cup in 2018 in the quarterfinal stage. Now, for me, I think this is a semifinal squad. I just don't think they can beat the likes of, let's say, a France. I don't know. England versus Brazil would be so fascinating. I just don't know because Neymar, he has to be like just a superstar. He has to be kind of like a Messi 2014 World Cup where, okay, that's Argentina squad is not as good as this Brazil squad, but Neymar just needs to be that difference maker. He really does. This is his last chance for me to win the World Cup, Neymar. He needs to win it this time. If he doesn't, he'll be the Brazilian star that never won the World Cup. That's what he will be known as. It's a shame because they put a lot of pressure on this guy that they expect him to bring the World Cup title because that's what it is with Brazil. They've won the World Cup 5 times. You expect excellence every time they're at the World Cup. If they don't win, the fans are disappointed. The media will ridicule all the players and the manager and all this sort of stuff. But I think with Tite, he's a good manager. He doesn't play sexy football, but in international football, you don't really need to. You just need to get results. And if the results lead to lifting the World Cup, that's all that matters. So for me, Neymar just needs to be outstanding. He needs to be outstanding. And then maybe Gabriel Jesus, I don't know if he's going to start, to be honest. But then you have options like Bobby Firmino, Richarlison, Anthony, Vinicius Jr. Guys, what is your starting front three? What would you think is the starting front three for Brazil next year in the World Cup? You guys let me know in the chat. I want to hear your thoughts of that. So let's quickly see what everybody is saying in the chat. So we have a lot of guests, guys. Remember, hit the like button. Thank you everybody for tuning in. It means a hell of a lot to me. So I agree. Serbia will beat Portugal in Lisbon. Not impressed by Portugal. Yeah, well, we're going to discuss about that. That would be amazing. Was only 4 last time Ecuador made round of 16 back in 2006. Yep, I remember that. So Mohammed says, what do you think of Vinicius Jr.? Obviously, Vinicius Jr. before this season, he has shown talent, but he just couldn't finish. That was his problem. Like he would get into great positions, but his finishing touch was horrible. Now he's got confidence. He's growing more as a complete footballer, and he is just showing his talents and able to find the back of the net. So Vinicius Jr. only going to get better and better, and God knows how good he will be in the next 3-4 years. He is going to be an absolutely fantastic player. Could be a top Ballon d'Or contender in the next 3-4 years, in my opinion, at least from watching him. So Chile has a really hard schedule ahead of them after the Ecuador game. Yes, they do. They definitely do. El Don Chicken Man says, will Uruguay qualify? I predicted they did, but it's close, man. It's getting tight for them. It's getting tight. They had a tough window in October. They played Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia. But now they're going to play Argentina at home, which I think they've only lost once ever at home to Argentina. 2009, Diego Maradona led Argentina to a victory there. Obviously, he was the manager then, but yep, that's the only time Argentina have ever been in Uruguay. So let's see if that's going to be a second time tonight. Interesting fact. Right now, Ukraine is the most friendly national team in the world. Yep. They just agree on a draw before the game. That's what they do. Shake hands on it. So Sammy is saying Brazil will win the World Cup. I like the confidence. I'm not 100% sold on that idea. Obviously, we're still 360 something days away from the World Cup. So that's the thing. I can't give you an honest answer at the moment. They are definitely, though, a top 4 team in the world. They definitely are. They did have steamroll CONMEBOL, and we know how tough CONMEBOL is when you go to places like Bolivia, you go to Peru, you travel away to Colombia. Next game is against Argentina. That will be a good test because we know how it happened in the first matchup. Brazilian officials, Argentina players, equals no game. It was a shame. It was a real shame. I was so excited. Richarlison. Yeah, Richarlison is obviously a very good shout. I agree they need young and quick wingers. They definitely need that young and quick wingers when they were relying on Coutinho to be the winger in the 2018 World Cup. Okay, Coutinho was good then, but come on, we can't be serious about that. And yes, so Scotland did beat Moldova, so that means they are in the playoffs. Scotland are, because there will be obviously two playoff matches away from returning to the World Cup. First time since 1998. Can Scotland do it? That would be awesome. Obviously, they made it finally back to a major competition for the Euros this summer. Didn't really work out. They lost 2 of the games and drew 0-0 to England. So hopefully Scotland can make it. That would be an awesome story. Neymar said Qatar would be his last. Okay, that he didn't really say that. That was more of the media kind of like pushing that narrative. He didn't really say that from his words. That was the thing. So what do you think of Mbappe's situation in PSG? I'll quickly give an answer because I don't really want to talk about club football. But for me, Mbappe is going to Real Madrid next summer. That's just my humble opinion. I don't think he's fully sold on PSG. I just think he wants to be the face of a club, and he'll be the face of the club if he goes to Real Madrid. Excuse me. So that's just my idea. I don't think he will renew his contract. And can you imagine Mbappe is going to go for free to Real Madrid? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Brazil for the World Cup. Okay, I like it. I like it, Mohammed. I like it. If you have 2 minutes, please open Ukraine versus Bulgaria after match statistics. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I'll see if I do. I'll see if I will, Andreas. Obviously, they did play yesterday or today. I'm not too sure. I know that's a friendly, but that is the Brazil versus Colombia, guys. Congrats to Brazil, the 4th team. They have never missed a World Cup, and they won't miss next year's World Cup. So congrats to them. Big congrats to Seleção. So the last game that happened in CONMEBOL yesterday, Peru 3, Bolivia 0. They absolutely steamrolled Bolivia in the first 40 minutes. It was a one-way traffic from Peru. Obviously, Lapadula, the Italian-born Peruvian, good goal. He was masked up. Why is it then, like players like Rudiger and these guys, when they got a mask on, they start playing amazing? Lapadula obviously getting the first goal, Cueva, long shot, second goal, and Sergio Pena, third goal. It was just a steamrolling from Peru. It was done and over in the first 30 minutes, like I talked about. Bolivia had no chance, and I knew they had no chance. They just cannot play well away from La Paz. That's the thing. The altitude is such a big difference, it seems like. It really is a big difference. But yeah, guys, that is then the action in CONMEBOL. So we obviously still have one more matchup coming up, and that is Argentina versus Uruguay. Guys, for Argentina versus Uruguay, give me your score predictions then for Uruguay versus Argentina. Like I talked about, the game will be played tomorrow morning here in Finland, wherever else in the world you are watching from. For me, Uruguay have to win this game, because if we look at the standings here, they are now 4 points behind Ecuador for third position. Obviously, they're level on points with Chile, and Chile has the last automatic, direct spot to Qatar at the moment. So Uruguay have got to pick up a victory, because they have looked horrible in the last couple of games. 4-1 loss to Brazil. It could have been worse than that. 3-0 loss to Argentina. Okay, they had a couple of glorious chances before Argentina broke the scoreline in that game. So 0-0 against Colombia, they had very good chances. Ospina was amazing in the matchup. So Uruguay have got to win this game. I think there's no Cavani in this matchup. Big miss for them. So Uruguay missing a lot of players. It's at home. Like I talked about, Argentina I said this would be actually Uruguay win earlier, guys. I think I might have to change my prediction. Give me your score predictions. It's unfortunate, because it's just Suarez. Can he do it anymore at this level? He can, of course. He's such a great player, but Messi. I don't know if Messi's going to start. And that whole situation with Messi and PSG is so weird. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. He's just there for collect his paycheck and move on. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to go with Argentina win. I'm going to reverse my decision. I think Argentina will pick up their second ever victory in Uruguay. 2-1 for Argentina, Lautaro, and let's go with Rodrigo de Paul to get the second goal. I love Rodrigo de Paul, guys. I think he is one of my favorite midfielders at the moment in the world. Hasn't played extremely well with Atletico, but I just think that's Atletico haven't been amazing this season either. So my score prediction is 2-1 for Argentina. I got to reverse it. And Uruguay have a lot of injuries now heading into this matchup. I checked earlier today and yesterday. So I'm reversing my decision. I'm reversing it. So Danny says, I have a feeling a team from South America will win the World Cup. Well, I mean, if we're talking about teams, it's only two teams that I feel like can win the World Cup from CONMEBOL. It's Argentina or Brazil. Now, which one of these two teams has more of a shot of winning the World Cup? I think Brazil, because Copa America this summer, when Argentina won it, guys, I followed the tournament a lot, and Messi was just absolutely amazing. They were then just defensively so sound then in the semifinals and finals, where it was 0-0 and a 0 and a 1-0. Cristiano Romero is a vital player for Argentina, but I feel like Brazil have a better chance of winning the World Cup than Argentina. So Alejandro says Argentina will win 2-0. Uruguay has too many injuries, unfortunately. Yep, exactly. So most likely Brazil or Argentina. I mean, if Ecuador won the World Cup, I don't know what Alejandro would do. That's all I got to say. I don't know what he would do. But that is then the action, guys, of the CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers from last night, and we previewed and predicted then tonight's matchup between Argentina and Uruguay, because, why not? So now we move on to UEFA. Everybody's one of everybody's favorite, I can imagine. First off, we had Luxembourg defeating Azerbaijan 3-1. Is that even a shock, really? Not so much. Remember, guys, get involved with the chat. Hit the like button. If you're new around here, subscribe to the channel. Give me your thoughts of World Cup qualifiers. Or if you have any quick questions on football in general, you guys can quickly let me know, like Mohammed asking me about Mbappe's situation at PSG. Obviously, I won't go too in-depth about club football at the moment because, it's World Cup qualifiers, international football. The time that everybody disses football. I don't know why everybody hates it. You still get to watch amazing games. Okay, you don't have to watch a freaking Azerbaijan, Luxembourg. You can watch a Georgia, Sweden, where Georgia, we're going to get into Sweden, but these sort of matches. So, exactly so. Joanner Yagili, thank you for tuning in. He says, will Victor Osimhen be in your top 5 under 25 striker currently? Okay. I got to do some detailed work on that because I got to find strikers that are under 25. But one is Holland. No doubt about that for me. I would count Mbappe as a striker, so he's 2. I'm trying to think of players that are under 25 here at the moment. You guys give me your list as well in the chat. Who could be 3? Who could be 3? Who could be 3? I'm trying to think here of strikers that are under 25. Oh, this is tough. Oh, this is tough. I can't think of any. Oh, man. I got to do some more research. Or you guys give me some names in the chat. Give me some names in the chat. I'm blanking out here. But I love Victor Osimhen. I knew him from Lille, and I was like, who is this guy? This guy is fantastic. And then he's the most expensive African player ever. 80 million Napoli paid for him. And you know what? He might lead them to win the Scudetto this year. Obviously, when AFCON comes, Napoli are screwed because they're going to lose, obviously, Anguissa, Cameroonian midfielder, has been a fantastic signing from Fulham. Obviously, Koulibaly, we all know him, Senegalese center back, going to AFCON. Victor Osimhen, obviously, going to AFCON, Nigeria. So, Napoli could be screwed, but hopefully Victor Osimhen can be a vital player, a key player in that, and get the goals and help Napoli win the Scudetto. But I think Victor Osimhen will be one of the best strikers in the world in the near future. Maybe like 2-3 years. Kind of like a Vinicius Jr. They're just making good rises in their career. Don't want to peak too high because then it might go too badly low. Just, steadily rise to the top. Doesn't have to be, we're not all Messi or Ronaldo. Those guys are always, we want to compare always to those two players. You don't have to. You can look at like a Hazard, but then don't downfall as bad as Hazard is at the moment. Hazard just steadily rose when Chelsea signed him from Lille, and he kept getting better and better. So I think Victor Osimhen is on a good path, and he will only get better and better. And if he went for 80 million already, how much will he cost in 3 years if he continues scoring 20 or 25 goals in Serie A? Let's see if Chelsea or Man City, Liverpool, Man United, or one of these sort of clubs will sign Victor Osimhen for 100, 120 million. It's a possibility in the future, but he is a fantastic striker. And laughing, of course, because I said Ecuador to win the World Cup. You never know, Alejandro. Gotta believe. All right, guys, it's time for UEFA. All right, Mutalimov getting an early red card for Azerbaijan. Kind of the difference maker in this game. Gerson Rodriguez. Obviously, guys, there's a lot of Portuguese people that live in Luxembourg, so that's one of the things. Luxembourg is a very, very diverse country. If you guys look at like the statistics, a lot of diversity in the country. Sebastian Thiel scores for Sheriff Tiraspol, only scores bangers in the Champions League, and scores another goal for Luxembourg in the 78th minute. Then obviously Zahali getting the only goal for Azerbaijan, and then Gerson Rodriguez. Gerson Rodriguez got two goals and an assist. That's a pretty good game, if you ask me. That's a pretty good game. So, it doesn't really matter that matchup. But now this matchup. God damn it. Fernando Santos. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing, guys? Just making life difficult for yourself. All right, first off, let me just talk about the lineup. Actually, second off, full credit to Ireland and Stephen Kenny. I was giving a lot of crap to Stephen Kenny and Ireland. They were looking terrible at the beginning of these World Cup qualifiers, but they've gotten better and better. They have a bit more of a youth setup going on. They have experienced players like Coleman, Duffy, Hendrick, Doherty, Egan, Stevens. These guys are more experienced, but then you have guys like Basunu, I'm not too sure how old Callum Robinson is, Ogbena, Ida from Norwich City. So, they have a good mix of youth and experience. And they're playing better football. I must say that at the moment. So, Kenny, big up yourself. Portugal, Oh, guys, one quick thing. My girlfriend, she's half Finnish, half Portuguese. She went fucking crazy when Portugal lost to Belgium in the Euros this year. She wanted Fernando Santos to leave and to be sacked, and I don't blame her. I said after what I saw against Germany, I was like, this guy. Okay, yes, they got back into the game, and maybe they could have made a 4-3 because Ronaldo Sanchez hit the post, a crazy shot, which could have made a 4-3. But otherwise, that game against Belgium was so bad offensively. They literally created no patterns of play. Their only option was to cross it into the box or Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo taking a long shot. This Fernando Santos obviously led Portugal to their only major trophy ever in international football. But did he really? Or was that more of Ronaldo just being the talisman and yelling at everybody on the sideline? I think that was more of Ronaldo just being the god that he is. He's just a god. He is a god, bro. I can't say anything else about Ronaldo. He is a god. He led Portugal to that Euro 2016 trophy. It wasn't because of Fernando Santos' tactics or anything that that manager did. That side, you could say, got lucky in the final because France created a lot of chances, and André Pierre Guignac, when he hit that post, should have scored. And that could have made the difference, and France would have been Euro and World Cup back-to-backs. But they didn't, and then Eder, of all players, finished it off to give Portugal their only ever international trophy. Now, look at this squad. And you compare this squad to that 2016, and I talked about Eder. Eder did nothing magnificent in his career. He was terrible at Swansea, terrible, I think, at Lille, only good at Lokomotiv Moscow. Now you got players like Andre Silva, Palinha, Bruno Fernandes, Ronaldo, Semedo. Okay, Semedo's getting better. He had a terrible season last year at Wolverhampton. Diego Dalot, Rui Patricio, Danilo Pereira, Pepe still doing it. I haven't even gone to the bench, guys. João Moutinho, João Felix, Renato Sanchez, Rafael Leao, Diego Jota didn't even play. Ruben Neves, William Carvalho, João Cancelo didn't even play. Ruben Dias didn't play. And look, let's just quickly look at the stats, guys. 12 shots, and they had a worse expected goals than Ireland. With that squad, I'm going on around here because I'm tired of this Fernando Santos, and I called it when they came back to beat Ireland. Okay, yes, they had a lot of chances in that game, but still, Fernando Santos, just go, bro. If he loses to Serbia, I think he should be sacked. He should be sacked. That's not because Serbia are a bad team, but because Portugal, look at the talent that they have. They could be playing so much better than what they have right now. And I think most Portuguese fans agree with me. If you don't, okay, that's fine. You know, we can agree and to disagree on certain things. But I just want you to hear your thoughts then on why Fernando Santos should be still manager. There's no patterns of play. If you just want to cross it into the box, which Portugal did all the time last night, how are you going to do that when there's three center backs? Okay, it worked. Then Ronaldo got two great headers against Ireland in the last matchup. Ireland were much more prepared for that. You can't just keep doing that over and over again. It's just such a pathetic performance. I'm sorry, it really was a pathetic performance. Kudos to Ireland. Now it's come down to Portugal and Serbia to win this group. You guys let me know in the chat, who is going to win this group? I still think it's Portugal, but I'm not as confident. Obviously, that was more of their B squad. I understand that. I understand that was more of their B squad and all that sort of stuff, but still, got to be a much better performance from Portugal in this game against Ireland and winning the game. Like, man, Pepe's not going to play, so it's going to maybe be then Danilo Pereira, Ruben Dias as center backs, or then Jose Fonte with Ruben Dias. I don't know, but poor performance. Poor performance. Now it all comes down to Portugal, Serbia. Let me know in the chat. If you think Portugal's gonna win this group, say Portugal. If you think Serbia is gonna win this group, write Serbia. That's all I want to hear. I still think Portugal will do it, but I'm not as confident. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. I'm not confident, but it all comes down to Serbia, Portugal, and you cannot take this Serbia side lightly. Otherwise, you will peril at your own. Joanner says Portugal will have to take Felix seriously. I think so, but Felix, I love João Felix. Great talent. He's just not consistent enough. And I don't know where he fits in this squad either. He's not really a winger. He's more of a cam sort of player, false nine. I just don't know if he fits in this squad. And yeah, I just don't think João Felix. He's just a good super sub. That's it. But it's gonna have to be much better from Portugal. I think they would do it. All right, guys. Oh, Sverige, 3 kronor. 3 kronor or whatever. No disrespect, obviously, to Sweden and Sverige, our friendly neighbors here in Finland. But oh my God, they have kicked themselves in the foot again and again and again. Losing to Greece away. Okay, Greece are improving, so I can understand that. But Georgia, 2-0 away, losing. Sweden would already have been in the Qatar World Cup had they been Greece and Georgia. Think about that, guys. They only had to win 2 of these games, and that's all Sweden had to do, and they would have already been to Qatar. Okay. I saw the highlights of this game. Kivica Kirvarsheklia. I love these names from Georgia. Got both of the goals in this game. I'm not going to say it twice. Once is enough. First goal, I don't know what Lindelof is doing. I don't know if it was Lindelof in the first or second goal. I cannot quite remember. I think it was the first goal the first goal was the scrappy goal. The second one was the Lindelof mistake. Yes. Okay, yes. Now I remember. Yeah, the second goal, I don't know what Lindelof is doing there. Man United players just doing Man United things, it seems like at the moment. But Sweden, okay, they started Ibra with Alexander Isak. It did work pretty well, I thought. Like, Ibra did get a lot of good chances in the box. I remember there was the one chance, I think, for Claesson in the second half where Ibra, I don't know why he didn't just, I don't know if it's just kind of Ibra not so confident, but when he chested it down and Claesson, it was behind a little bit Claesson, and then he skied it over. But maybe Ibra could take the touch with his chest and then volley it in. I've seen Ibra do that 100 times. I was shocked he didn't do that, but maybe he just thought Claesson was in better position than him. Isak had a couple of chances. I talked about Ibra having a couple of chances. Emil Forsberg had a great free kick, a good save from Loria, the Georgia goalkeeper. But if you don't get a goal early, you're gonna let these teams have confidence. And Kirvashkelia, there we go. He's only 20 years old, plays in the Russian league. Pretty good player, young talent. If you don't kill off these teams, you will fail and you will perish at your own peril. And this is what happened. They had chances. Both of they had a lot of expected goals. Sweden have themselves to blame. They had good chances against Greece away. They had good chances against Georgia away, and they couldn't finish it off. And now they must go to Spain because Spain beat Greece 1-0. Sweden have themselves to blame. I'm sorry, Swedish fans, and I'm pretty sure you have the same sentiments as me. You should have beaten Georgia, and you had a lot of opportunities to do it. 1-0 for Spain. Sarabia penalty spot. Didn't even see the highlights of this game, I'll be honest, because it finished 1-0, and I saw Sarabia scored the only goal of the game from a penalty spot, and I said, you know what? That's good enough for me, because let me look at the possession stats. Boom, 73-27, Georgia did nothing. Greece did nothing. So that's all I need to do. No. Spain, I think they're now good on confidence after that Nations League performance, and they're looking good to win this next game against Sweden, because now, when we look at the group standings for this group, obviously Sweden have to go to Spain and win. Nothing more than that. Do we think that's going to happen? I thought Sweden was going to beat Georgia. That didn't happen. And then I thought, okay, they would get a draw at Spain because they've done that many times before. But now they got to go to Spain and win. It's going to be very much an open Sweden. Now, is that going to be a benefit or a detriment to them? Time will tell. Monday should be fascinating. No, excuse me, Sunday. It's Sunday, the game. Sunday, man, we got 2 big games in UEFA. 2 games that will determine the group winners. Serbia, Portugal, Spain, Sweden. Goddamn, Sunday is going to be epic. And there's F1, Brazil F1 Grand Prix. Oh my God, Sunday's going to be epic. Oh, I can't wait. But yeah, Sweden have themselves to blame. I said Sweden will win this group, but I'm not confident anymore. Going away to Spain, it's tough. I just don't see it. You guys let me know who will win the group. Will it be Spain or will it be Sweden. You guys let me know in the chat. All right, guys. Then we have Group H. Russia, Croatia just absolutely destroyed Cyprus. If Massimo is watching this, obviously he is a subscriber to the channel from Malta. He was at the game. Man, I said it was going to be a beatdown, but not that bad. But first off, Russia, Yorokin, Smolov, Mostov, Sumotorin, Zabaloni, Yorokin. Balanced squad, got good players everywhere. Smolov still doing it. I think it's like 31 or 32. I mean, destroyed Cyprus. Absolutely destroyed them. Croatia destroyed, dismantled, obliterated Malta 7-1. Perisic, Kaletakar, Pasalic, Modric, Brozovic, on goal, Mayer, Kramaric. I think Mayer got a second goal. They're preparing well, guys, for then also Sunday. Oh my gosh, Sunday. Another game on Sunday that determines the group winners. Crazy. So, Croatia 7, Malta 1, and like we knew it was going to come down to this, but it's Russia versus Croatia on the last match day as well. 3 groups on Sunday. Who will take it all? It sounds like a WWE pay-per-view where it's like three belts on the line, 3 groups on the line. This is like a WWE pay-per-view bout. I love it. This should be called. We got like Extreme Rules. We need something. We need a creative name. Somebody think of a creative name for like the Sunday games, like a pay-per-view WWE pay-per-view match. I'm trying to think of a good one. Judgment Day. I think that was a WWE pay-per-view event name. Judgment Day. This is what it's going to be called. Judgment Day. Judgment Day, UEFA style, something like that. But yeah, I still think Croatia will beat Russia on the last match day. It's in Split. Croatia very good at home team, even though they drew the last home game against Slovakia 2-2. But I still think Croatia will beat Russia. I still think that, and I think Russia will have to go through the playoffs. But Russia are going to make life difficult, beating 6-0 against Cyprus. Okay, Cyprus, but still, that's good confidence for yourselves. That's what I think. How far do you think Croatia will go in the World Cup? Well, first they got to get there. And then if they make it there, I think they are around the 16 team. This is not the same team as the 2018 World Cup. They don't have that element of surprise. And I'm not going to disrespect Croatia because amazing achievement making it to the final of the World Cup. Absolutely amazing achievement. They destroyed their group. Round of 16, they played Denmark 1-1, one of the more boring games I've ever seen. Quarterfinals, they played the host. Great game. On penalties, they won as well. Semifinals, England were terrible after they took the 1-0 lead. Harry Kane had a glorious chance. So I think they were kind of lucky in that run as well, that they didn't play amazing opponents, like kind of like a Belgium did, where Belgium had to play they played Brazil in the quarterfinals. They played France in the semifinals. So I think Croatia can make it to the round of 16. I think they will get out of the group. That's my idea with it. And Addy says, we have an unimportant... Addy, how you doing? I've not seen you during International Week, and I know why, because Israel have not played well. They're already out, unfortunately. But maybe in the future. Euro 2024 is the next time Israel can qualify. We have an unimportant away game in Klagenfurt, Austria. And yeah, Alejandro says Spain. All right, guys. Who will make it out of this group? Will it be Croatia or Russia? I'm still going with Croatia. I still believe in Croatia after this. And then there was one more group. Oh, actually, Ukraine and... I got to do this for Andrios. 1-1 between Ukraine and Bulgaria. What happened here? Is there stats on this? There's no stats. Okay. It's still 1-1. And Serbia beat Qatar 4-0. They're preparing well. Let's see who scored the goals. Jovic, Vlahovic. Serbia are ready, guys. Serbia are ready for Sunday. They're ready for war. They're ready. They are ready. 80 says, a bit of a topic. How do you feel about Dani Alves? I saw this joining once again Barcelona. So I don't think he's going to play. Or he might play. He's a backup, 39 years old. He has been out of contract now, I think, for 4 or 5 months with Sao Paulo. That was his last club. I think he's more of that kind of, locker room figure where he can just give experience to the players and just brings that. I think this is a good move for Dest, so Dest can understand about the attacking values of Barcelona and the defensive values of Barcelona. I think this is a great move from Barcelona to bring back Dani Alves. He will not play, guys. He will play maybe 1 or 2 games if they bring him as a player. I think he's more of just a player development kind of guy. That's kind of how I see Dani Alves's role in Barcelona. But I think it's a good move. People may criticize and say, oh, why is he going back? He's 39. He shouldn't play. He's not going to play, you dummies. He's not going to play. So, yeah. Althea Johnson Jackson, thank you for tuning in. He says, Jamaica, the Reggae Boys. Big game against El Salvador. I think if Jamaica beat El Salvador, Jamaica are back in the World Cup qualifier run. Everybody was counting them out after the first 3 games, including me. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie to you, Althea. I was like, this is terrible. After that Panama performance, I was like, get out of here. Not good. Top out. But and then the Honduras performance gives a boost to the squad. Now, I just want to see with all these players, all these English-based players playing together, the Mikel Antonios, the Leon Bailey, the Bobby Reed, all of these, Ravel Morrison, I can go on and on. This is a very good squad. You need to spend time on the training pitch together to work with each other and get experience. That's the main thing in international football. You can have great squads, but if you have no tactics and no sort of idea how you want to head into the match, you will be screwed. But Jamaica, if you can beat El Salvador, great. That's a good thing then for you guys. So good luck tonight to the Reggae Boys and to all the CONCACAF teams playing tonight. Good luck to all of them. I want to see Dani Alves in Tottenham and see if Tottenham can finally win any trophy. Yeah, guys, Dani Alves has got like 39, 40 something trophies in his career. Ridiculous. The only thing he's missing is a World Cup because he's won everything. He's just missing that World Cup. Maybe he's going back to Barcelona to make the Brazil national team squad for World Cup next year. Boo! I have just created the Illuminati. I know what's going to happen. Dani Alves will join the squad next year, the Seleção squad, 2022 World Cup, and he will lift the World Cup to complete the greatest array of trophies ever combined as one in one player. I see what's going on here. I know why Dani Alves joined Barcelona. Just kidding, guys. But good move from Barcelona. Good move. This USA team looks scary. Would you consider it an underdog? Now, when you say underdog, do you mean when the USA play a top 10 team in the world? Then yes, we are underdog. But guys, this USA squad, it's only going to get better. There is so much talent. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. You guys need to, if you're not like familiar with CONCACAF football, if you're watching this from Africa, if you're watching this from Europe or Asia or anywhere like that, people can let me take this away. You can diss USA football. I can understand that. Because, people call it soccer. I don't call it soccer. It's football to me. Futebol, Jalkapalo, all these things. But the USA is starting to care about football. That's what I like to see. And they are really invested in academies and developing the youth players. Because, we think about athleticism. USA have that a lot. But there's no tactics or any sort of that or ball control or just the way you control the ball. But now the USA are taking football serious, and you're seeing the benefits of it. When we got players like Joe Scally, 18, doing fantastic at Borussia Mönchengladbach, Pulisic, Giovanni Reina, John Brooks, okay, he's 28, Weston McKennie, Serginho Dest, Tyler Adams, Josh Sargent. I don't really rate him, but he's at our Premier League squad. Anthony Robinson at Fulham did okay at Premier League last season, doing very well in the Championship right now. Zach Steffen at Man City almost won the Champions League. Didn't start. Okay, still in the Champions League final. Ricardo Pepi will be the new striker force for the USA. Watch out for him to make a European club in the January transfer window. Stay tuned for that. So I think the USA will still be underdogs heading into this World Cup, 2026 World Cup. The idea for the USA Federation is to win it because they are hosting it. That's the idea. And constantly we're just churning out players after player heading to Europe and playing at high quality teams. It's great to see. I think they're on the right path to winning the World Cup. Am I crazy in saying that? Of course. But you just got to see the players are coming out of this country. I don't live there personally, but it's great to see. He won the most trophies, exactly. Reggae Boys has the best team in CONCACAF on paper. No. They have the Fourth best. I still think Canada has the better squad. When you have Alfonso Davis, the best player in CONCACAF, obviously you got Michael Antonio, you got Leon Bailey and Bobby Reed and these sort of guys, but it's not the best on paper. I would say it's the top four, though. It's top four are the Reggae Boys. That's for sure. I wish I could say your name, but thank you for tuning in. I can't read Arabic. What's your thoughts about Australia and Saudi Arabia match? Very good, entertaining match. First half, pretty dead. It was pretty quiet. Nothing much going on in the match. Second half, first 20, 30 minutes, Australia were really having a lot of chances. Mobile, Boyle had a good chance. Hrustic as well. Then Saudi Arabia came, and Matty Ryan made a couple fantastic saves and Mobile free kick. So it was a very entertaining game. It's interesting how it was in flows where first 20, 30 minutes, it seemed like it was all Australia. And then last 20 minutes, Saudi Arabia created a glorious couple of chances. I think like the 80th to 85th minute, there were 3 glorious chances for Saudi Arabia. I think both teams are happy with the point. Maybe Australia will be a bit more disappointed because it's the home match, but good game. Very entertaining for a 0-0. I got to say that. And it was a rainy night, not in Stoke, but in Sydney. That's the new phrase. Chris Richards. Yep, Chris Richards as well, 80. Exactly. I feel like the Americans start to love football because their women's national team are the best in the world. This is American mentality. They like to be winners. Yeah, we love to be winners. We love to be winners in every facet, unfortunately, in politics and crap like that. But it's not political. But yeah, we love to win. That's the American philosophy. Egypt are losing 2-0 now. What the heck? They're losing to Angola. All right, I got to get back to this. I got to get back to the freaking matches yesterday. Okay, North Macedonia 5-0 against Armenia. I'm done with I was done with Armenia. I'm even more done. Congrats to North Macedonia. All they have to do is beat Iceland in the last match day, and I think then obviously North Macedonia will make it to the playoffs. Great achievement. Obviously, they made their debut at a major competition in the Euros this summer. So congrats, Armenia. Ever since you drew with Liechtenstein 1-1, I said, bye-bye. I don't trust you anymore. You were pretty good in the first couple matches in the group. After that draw with Liechtenstein, final straw. Nothing to say. But Enes Bardi scored a hat-trick in this game. 2 penalties, but still scored a hat-trick. So they were the beneficiary. Well, I mean, Germany 9-0. I don't need to talk about it, guys. They already qualified to the World Cup. Congrats to Deutschland. Romania, Iceland 0-0. Oh, Romania. Oh, you had it on a silver plate, on a silver golden plate, whatever you want to call the plate. It was everything there. You had a Big Mac. You had a playoff spot, a soda. You had everything there, and you effed it up. You effed it up. Ah, such a shame. But I mean, Romania had so many chances. They had 16 chances created, 23 shots. Expected goals were pretty similar considering how many chances were created. Iceland had 1 big chance, but Romania are going to kick themselves in the foot, man. They should have really, really had this game. They really should have had this game. But they didn't. They just couldn't break that Icelandic wall. Olfausson, good player. Still a good player, but now it's coming down to the last match day, guys. And North Macedonia are going to host Iceland. Iceland have been improving. That is 100% correct. But I still think North Macedonia will now finish second. I think they will get the goal. They're in high confidence. They've been Germany in these World Cup qualifiers. Obviously, there's no Pandev, who's their great player, but still, North Macedonia, it would be awesome to see them at the World Cup. It would be awesome. I've been to Skopje, beautiful city. I think it would be an absolutely fantastic story to see North Macedonia. Do I see it happen? No, because they're going to have to face maybe a Spain in the playoffs, a Croatia, or these sort of teams if they do go to the playoffs. So it's going to be difficult for North Macedonia, but you never know. It's football. It's football. Romania had this in their own hands. They have themselves to blame. They couldn't break the Icelandic wall. This is what happened. So congrats to North Macedonia on getting the incredible win. Congrats to them. So yeah, subject name here, 1. Thank you for tuning in. He says, if you had to pick a dark horse to raise the cup, who would you pick? I don't know if this team is a dark horse. You let me know, yes or no, Denmark. But you let me know if that's a dark horse. If not, I'll give you a different answer. But I'm saying Denmark to win it. That's my thoughts. Put your eyes on Alioski, North Macedonian player. He's very good. Yes, of course. He's the left back, not at Leeds United anymore. Actually, where does Alioski play now? Is he Al Hilal? Really? He's there now. Okay. He plays in Saudi Arabia. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I know him. He was at Leeds United last season. He was he was good going forward, but defensively he was terrible. But he's a fantastic going forward. He plays, I think, more offensive for North Macedonia. So Alioski, of course, I know Alioski. Like, is that the Alioski from Leeds United last year? And I was like, oh yeah, then it is. But I think that's all the action then from yesterday. Oh my God, this. How long have I been talking for? Hour 20. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus Christ! And this game's gonna soon be played. All right, guys, give me a second. I need to get to Italy, Switzerland because. So I want to just make sure. I just want to make sure because Italy versus Switzerland, guys. Whoever wins it pretty much goes to the World Cup. I'm Danish, so of course I want to say we aren't, but we still have to prove we can beat the big team. So I have to say yes, we are a dark horse. I completely agree with that, and I want to just say one thing: that when there's the Nations League next summer. Okay, if you guys want to diss the Nations League, that's fine. But when there's the Nations League next summer, I think that's a good test for Denmark because they're going to play high-quality teams. They're going to play high-quality teams. And that's a good thing. As I'm now going to try and get the game on. You know what? I'll just put it on my computer. Don't need to put it on the PlayStation. There we go. But yeah. That is then. I would say Denmark are a dark horse for the World Cup, though. That's just my thoughts. I think they are 100%. All right, guys. Now we're going to talk about the games that are coming up in a minute in UEFA. So let's quickly look here. First I'll give the predictions for these matches. Italy, Switzerland, guys. You give me your quick score predictions in the chat. I still think Italy will win this match 2-0. There's no Granit Xhaka or Embolo for Switzerland. Italy at home. I know they have a couple of injuries as well. I still don't think it's going to matter. 2-0 for Italy in this matchup. Northern Ireland, Lithuania. Routine win for Northern Ireland. 3-1. Austria, Israel. Sorry, Addy. It's going to be a 2-0 win for Austria. Israel are terrible away. They're a good home side. Away from home, terrible. Denmark, Faroe Islands is just coming up at the moment. 6-7-0. Let's go with that. 6-7-0 for Denmark. Yeah, that's just my thoughts. We have Andorra, Poland. 7-6-0 for Poland. England, Albania could be tough. Broja is a good player for Albania. Hisaj, all these sort of guys, Kumbula, Jimisti, great for Albania. They're playing England. We know England's quality, still good. They're missing a couple players. Still England, I think we'll get this win. 2-0 for England. Hungary, San Marino, 5-1. I'm going to give San Marino a go. 5-1 for San Marino. Come on, the Minnows. No. I said San Marino were going to beat Andorra in last window. They lost 3-0. San Marino, I am done with you. You'll never score another away goal. 6-0 for Hungary. That's my thoughts. Yeah, well, kickoff for Denmark Faroes. So see you. Thanks for the kind words about our team. Of course, man. I highly respect this Danish squad. Highly respect them. And they give Finland's first only ever major victory in a major competition, even though the circumstances were a bit weird. But still, thank you for the victory. But I love this Danish side. I think they're just absolutely fantastic to watch. The style of play they have, the players that they have, the camaraderie, the team unity. It's just fantastic. That's what national team and club football should be about. Just that sort of camaraderie. 2-0, Italy win. I agree with that. I think it's a draw. Are you saying between Italy and Switzerland? Okay. World Cup each 2 years will end Nations League. I agree with that. But I do not want to see a World Cup every 2 years. I swear to God, if I see that plan come to fruition, I'm going to be pissed. Oh, I'm going to be so pissed. I don't want to. Oh, my God. Arsene Wenger, FIFA. Oh, my God. Infantino, you dickhead. Oh, my God, man. You know what, guys? The World Cup is the most glorious and luxurious tournament in any sport. Screw the Olympics. The World Cup, guys, we build it up for 4 years, and we see that marvelous trophy. It's not as big as the Champions League, but it's just a nice small trophy. You see Puyol lift it up. You see Pele lift it up. You see Rivaldo lift it up. I don't want to see that every 2 years. I'm sorry. Just you'll devalue the competition so much more if this happens. I love the World Cup. I don't want to see it every 2 years. We have the Euros. That's a good little balance. Copa America, Asian Cup, CAF, AFCON, all this sort of stuff. I don't want to see a World Cup every 2 years. You're just going to be like a Super League. like they wanted to create a Super League. You want to do that. It's all about money. It's all about money. Okay, I understand that's what football is nowadays. Don't ruin this. You have a great thing. Don't ruin it. One fan, I want to hear a fan that wants a World Cup every 2 years, and I want to discuss with him and ask him, why do you want it every 2 years? I want to see good players every 2 years. You get to see players every year good in club football. Just allow the World Cup every 4 years. We get to build it up and build it up. We already have 48 teams. Can you imagine if it was every 2 years and 48 team World Cup? No, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see a World Cup every 2 years. If you guys agree with me, say yes. If you disagree with me, no. That's just my thoughts. That's my thoughts. I blame Wenger, and the players will be fatigued. Exactly. All right. We got then Burkina Faso drawing with Niger. They have to go away to Algeria and beat them 7 goals or something like that. I don't see it happen. Actually, wait. Or is it 2 points now? Wait, give me a second, guys. I got to quickly check. So Burkina Faso have to go to Algeria and beat them. I don't see it happening. This Algeria squad has been undefeated now in 30-something games. Ridiculous from them. Absolutely ridiculous from Algeria. So that's good for them. Gabon, Aubameyang scoring the only goal against Libya. And Angola are currently beating Egypt 2-1. Oh, God, what is happening to Egypt? And Mohamed El Neni has the only goal for Egypt in the matchup. My God, let's see if it's the current standing. So, if Egypt win this game or draw, then they are going to go to the final round. So I think still Egypt will get an equalizer. Then we have Guinea-Bissau, the Guinea derby ending 0-0, and Sudan, Morocco 1-0 for Morocco at the moment. So, all right, now we're going to talk about the games tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, guys, the games. First off, we have Zambia, Mauritania, who doesn't really matter this game. Zambia will win it. Mauritania, I think I said 2-0, 3-1. So I'm going to go with Zambia winning 3-1. Equatorial Guinea, Tunisia. If Tunisia win, they move on to the final round. Tunisia will win the game. Not going to be convincing. 1-0. Cape Verde versus Central African Republic. Cape Verde still have a chance of winning this group, especially if they got to beat Central African Republic. They will. 2-0. Liberia versus Nigeria. I mean, if Nigeria, if they want to make life difficult for themselves, they would draw this game or lose it. I can't trust this Nigeria squad. They have so many fantastic players, talent everywhere, but they just cannot put it together. But Nigeria is just so frustrating because they could be so amazing, but I don't know if it's the federation or manager or what's going on there, but it's just something's a little off. Their last game is against Cape Verde to win this group. I still think Nigeria won this game. Victor Osimhen, like we talked about earlier, 3-1 for Nigeria. Malawi, Cameroon, it has to be a win for Cameroon if they want to win this group because they will face Ivory Coast in the final match day. So Cameroon will win 2-0. Then Ivory Coast, Mozambique. Mozambique are terrible away. Good home team, but terrible away. Let's give Sebastian Haller a hat trick. 3-0 for Ivory Coast. I'll give a hat trick to Sebastian Haller. All right. We move on to CONCACAF. Obviously, Honduras, Panama, guys. You guys give me your score predictions in the chat. I already gave my score prediction for Uruguay, Argentina, and then obviously now we got Italy, Switzerland going on. Then we go to UEFA, and we'll talk about the games for tomorrow because there's some big games. So first we have CONCACAF, and then we'll talk about the UEFA matches coming up. All right, guys. Man, oh man. Quickly. Alejandro, boo to every 2 years. I make them less money in the long run. Anyways, exactly. I don't know. It's just FIFA. I like the 48 nations, but the format sucks. Yeah, I don't know what this format is. three teams per group. What the heck? What are you thinking? What are you thinking, FIFA? I don't know, man. That is just a bunch of old white guys. I'm sorry. That's what it is. I don't know if they like Arsene Wenger. You're such a knowledgeable guy, and you know what you're talking about in FIFA. But come on, man. Yeah, I think it should be 5-team groups exactly. Oh man, I wish I could pronounce his name. Sorry, man. I cannot read Arabic. If it is Arabic, of course, but I cannot read it. But he says, I think Algeria will be the underdog in the World Cup. I mean, it would be fantastic. I mean, if Algeria win the World Cup, everybody will buy an Algeria jersey. Being the first ever African team not only to make a semifinal, but to win it. I just don't think they have that sort of quality, but you never know, man. It could be 2022. These last 2 years have been obviously crazy with the pandemic and crazy with football and all this sort of stuff. So why not? Why not Algeria win the World Cup? Would be just the tip of the iceberg of this craziness. But guys, give me your score predictions for the CONCACAF. We first have Honduras versus Panama. Obviously, Honduras have been terrible so far in these World Cup qualifiers. They obviously sacked their manager Coito, and in comes in the former Panama manager, the same Panama manager that led them to the 2018 World Cup, Herman Dario Gomez. Will he make the difference and get this campaign starting for Honduras? It's difficult to say. Panama usually are decent away, but they look very fatigued against Canada in the final matchup. Give me a second. I got to quickly drink. An hour and a half we've been going. Holy cow. An hour and a half we've been going on. But Honduras, Panama. I think Honduras will win this match. Panama, they look fatigued against Canada, but that was the third match in a 3-game window. They're going to have all their top players back for this matchup. I just think Herman Dario Gomez kind of understands how Panama players work, even though some of them are not from the squad that made the 2018 World Cup. I still think Albert Elias will get 2 goals in this matchup. I think Honduras will win 2-1 against Panama. El Salvador versus Jamaica. Obviously, El Salvador, very good and gritty home team. They don't score a lot of goals, and that's my problem with them. Hugo Perez's side. I think Hugo Perez, the job that he has done with this El Salvador squad is amazing, but they're a gritty home team, and now with Jamaica bringing Michael Antonio, Leon Bailey, Bobby Reed, all these guys, Mariapa, goddamn it, I'm losing names here. Ravel Morrison. Let's see what the starting lineup is going to be. Is it going to be more of the players that have, been with the Jamaica squad in these World Cup qualifiers, or is it going to add some of the English-based players? It's going to be interesting to see how Tubba Whitmore will start this Jamaica squad. What sort of tactics is he going to do? Is he going to allow El Salvador to kind of keep possession of the ball 60%, and then Michael Antonio kind of hold up play for a good counterattack with Leon Bailey making good runs? It's going to be fascinating to see. I think this will end in a 1-1 draw. I think El Salvador are no joke at home. They're very, very gritty side. They have good technical players. They just don't have a natural goal scorer. I thought Rivas could have done that, but he hasn't really turned out that way during these World Cup qualifiers. Jamaica they have the talent, but can they put it all together? If they can in this game, who knows then against USA? It could be interesting then between Jamaica and USA in the next matchup. But I think it will be a 1-1 draw between El Salvador and Jamaica. Then we have Canada versus Costa Rica. So Canada, Costa Rica. Obviously, Costa Rica, we know that most of the older players are going to be old. Brian Ruiz, Jao Campbell, he's not that old anymore. Let's see. I think Keylor Navas is going to play this game. Actually, you guys can let me know. Is Keylor Navas going to play this game? Because I wasn't 100% sure if he was. I don't think he actually got called up. I don't think he was. Let me quickly check. I couldn't remember if Keylor Navas was. Keylor Navas was not called up. That is a big miss. Oh, man. We know Costa Rica, very, very old team. Very old team. Just very defensive away from San Jose, Costa Rica. They're going to have to rely on Brian Ruiz trying to run away. He will be caught up again. Celso Borges, Oviedo, these sort of guys, Duarte. These guys have been there since like the 2014 World Cup. Okay, if it's going to keep on being successful, fair enough. I just think with this Canadian squad, great going forward. It's going to be more fascinating to see how Canada will deal with a team that's very defensive, kind of like a Honduras, like El Salvador. They did well against El Salvador, beat them 3-0. So I think eventually, it will take a little while to get the first goal. Jonathan David, good cross or something like that. And then once that first goal goes in, it could be the floodgates. I still think it's going to be a 2-0 win for Canada. So Canada are on the right path. So if you are still here, AD, give me a shout out in the chat so then I can send you the link on the chat. If there's any Mexican fans watching, if there's any American fans watching, we're going to quickly just have 5-10 minutes to discuss about USA and Mexico, because this is a big match, guys. This is a big match. This is USA right there versus Mexico. we talk about international football rivalries. We have Brazil versus Argentina, which is probably the best. In my opinion, I think it's the best football rivalry, international football rivalry in the world, of course. We have England versus Germany, England, Scotland. What else do we have? Do we count Iran, South Korea? Maybe we count that as well. We have, what other top? Guys, give me your shout out. What is the top international rivalry in the world? We have what is other ones? Because to me, when I hear like USA Mexico, I'm just like tension, drama. I'm thinking 2002 World Cup where we beat them in the round of 16 to qualify to the quarterfinal. I'm thinking 2011 Gold Cup where Giovanni Dos Santos decides to chip Tim Howard from 30 yards out. I'm thinking of 2000 and what other 2000 obviously 21. Beating Mexico twice in the finals. It's great to see. We got obviously what other rivalries in the world? We got Germany, Italy, which is a great rivalry. I just think Argentina, Brazil is the best. I think USA, Mexico is in the top three. That's my idea. I think number one, Brazil, Argentina. Two is Germany, England, and Germany, England. Yeah. Three is USA, Mexico. That's my idea. Well, 80, if you want to join, let me know. If you can't make it, I'll just quickly give 3 or 4 minutes to discuss about this. If you're eating lunch, don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. But I'll just, I'll just start going. So, guys, USA, Mexico. One of the biggest rivalries in the world. This summer, the USA did beat Mexico in 2 finals with the Nations League. It was a 3-2 extra time win. Christian Pulisic got the late winner. Then we had the Gold Cup final where Miles Robinson with the B/C squad for the USA getting the winner and lifting 2 trophies for the USA. Now, during these World Cup qualifiers, it's been a struggle. Even though the USA are second place currently in the group, it's just been inconsistent with the performances. The results, have been good. 4-1, 2-0, 1-0 loss away to Panama. Dreadful performance. Absolutely dreadful. And then USA, Costa Rica getting the early goal, but then USA coming back. So, yeah, obviously for Mexico, this Ecuador is just a money grab friendly. Don't worry about that. They beat El Salvador. They beat Honduras, 1-1 draw with Canada. So, yeah, Tata Martino side is a good squad. Obviously, great players. Hasn't been consistent performances of good quality. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from Mexico. They're going to definitely have some incentive in this matchup because they lost twice to Greg Berhalter. And now it's just all comes down to the managers and what sort of lineup USA will come out with. If Christian Pulisic starts, great chance. If Areola starts, it's a shame. It's a shame because Christian Pulisic, we know he's a great player, but that guy is just made out of just glass. I just don't get it, man. I love the player. He's got great talent. He cannot stay healthy. He just cannot stay healthy. For Mexico, the defense is going to be the issue for me. Moreno, can he do it? We know both of the wingbacks are going to push up very, very high, and I think then the USA will take advantage of that, of course. But we know the USA are going to be a bit more defensive. I think Jesus Gallardo will start. Is it going to be Luis Rodriguez? These sort of guys, do they have the pace, the 2 center backs of Hector Moreno and I think it will be Julio Cesar Dominguez. I think it will be. I'm not 100% sure about the Mexico lineup, but I think there will be those 2 guys. Midfield, is he going to start the 2 old midfielders of Hector Herrera, Andres Cuadrado? Could be, or is it going to be Sebastian Cordova who comes into the match? He had a good game against Honduras, I thought. We know Edson Alvarez is going to start at the CDM. Probably, is he better than Tyler Adams? I would say Edson Alvarez at the moment is better than Tyler Adams. And then we know the front 3 for Mexico, Tecatito, Corona, Chucky Lozano, Raul Jimenez. Arguably the best front 3 in CONCACAF. Maybe Canada could say something about it, possibly, but they don't really play a front 3. They play a 3-5-2 sort of formation, so it's difficult to say. But at the moment, I would say Mexico has the best front 3 because even though Tecatito Corona, he hasn't played well at Porto. He hasn't played at all at Porto this summer, but it's always good against the USA. And for the USA, it's all about the lineup for Greg. If he can get this lineup right, There's a good chance USA can win, but I think Mexico are going to bring something different to this match. They don't want to lose 3 times in a row to the USA. The fans don't. Definitely the media don't. Tata Martino don't. It all comes down to this, because this is going to be the last home World Cup qualifier for the USA against Mexico for 8 years. This is why this game is just so important. So important. So that's why I cannot wait for it. It's just such a big matchup, because then, the next time they play against each other will be March, and probably by then they will both be qualified. So the magnitude of this game is so much more. It's just everything about it. That's why I'm waking up at 4 a.m. to watch it. Call me crazy. I'll call myself crazy. It is what it is. Well, this is great. This is a great rivalry. Score prediction, I think it will be a 1-1. If I was biased, I would say 2-0, 2-0. I don't think it's going to be a 2-0. I think it's going to be 1-1 or 1-1, whatever you want to say. I just think I think USA will get the lead, and then Mexico will equalize in the last 20, 30 minutes from a Raul Jimenez goal. But I just really want to see the lineup for the USA, because then I could give a better breakdown of how this matchup could possibly go, because it all comes down to the lineup for the USA, in my opinion. But 1-1 draw between the USA and Mexico. You guys give me your thoughts in the chat. Germany, Italy, yep. USA and Mexico top 3, I don't know about that. I know people will call me crazy about that. Just, it's something different. This rivalry is something different. Obviously, it's not just about the football. It's about the whole politics, how the Mexicans that are living in America, there's so many Mexicans, which is, I think, great. People will say, oh, no, illegal immigrant. Oh, I hate that. I hate that chatter. It's just a style of culture, style of clashes. It's all this sort of stuff. That's why this magnitude of this rivalry is even more. I think Mexico will win by the experience, best national team in North America, and my name is Jihad. Jihad, thank you for tuning in. I've never seen you on the channel, so thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully you enjoy the content. And guys, hopefully you guys all enjoy the content. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. We so far have 30 votes in for the poll. How far will Brazil advance in the 2022 World Cup? And we have 13% for winners, 23% for the final, 37% of you agree with me they will be a semifinal team, and 27% say it will be a quarter finals. But yeah, 1-1 draw. Sorry, AD, I went through it already. I gotta start heading out. I've been almost here for 2 hours. Gee, this might be my longest talking stream. I've done watch-alongs, and obviously those are 2.5 hours. But there's sometimes break if I have my friends on. But this is just straight talking. And Switzerland already have the 1-0 lead, guys, against Italy. Sylvain Wilmer with the early goal for Switzerland. Oh wow, are Italy going to go back to the playoffs and get a traumatic PTSD? Let's see. All right, guys, give me some score predictions then for tomorrow's UEFA matches quickly, guys. Poland are up 2-0, England already up 1-0, Hungary up 1-0 against San Marino, 0-0 between Austria, Israel, and Denmark, Faroe Islands. But guys, obviously, big game tomorrow for me, Bosnia versus Finland. There will be a watch-along, so hopefully you guys can all join me for the watch-along. If you guys haven't hit the like button on the watch-along, go quickly like that and like this one as well. And if you're watching on Twitch, it will be on at 3:30, 3:35-ish. Somewhere around then, the stream will start tomorrow. Finish time, of course. So wherever you are watching in the world, it will start, I don't know, depending on the time zone, of course. So, yeah. Guys, give me your score predictions for Bosnia-Finland. Big game because both teams are 1 point separated from each other. Ukraine and Bosnia will play on the final match day, while Finland play host France in Helsinki. It's going to be difficult. I just don't see Finland winning it. I just don't see. The last time Bosnia and Finland played, it was March in Helsinki. It was a 2-2 draw. Finland had the 2-1 lead. And Stefanovic, the right wing back for Bosnia, equalized it late. The last time Finland played away in Bosnia, it was a 4-1 win for Bosnia, and it was an absolute masterclass from Pjanic in that matchup. They were already up 3-0, and the game was over. It was over by the first, I think, 40 minutes. Total masterclass. So I kind of have PTSD from that. Finland are not a very good road team. If we can get the victory here, absolutely fantastic, because, all we would need is Ukraine draw, or then Ukraine, Bosnia, and Bosnia to win that matchup for Finland to finish second in the group, and I will go absolutely crazy. Only 2 more matches away, and we're in the World Cup for the first time ever. But Guys, give me your score predictions between Finland and Bosnia in the chat. I am going with a 2-1 win for Bosnia. I'm being real. I could be biased and say 2-1 for Finland. I'm going to be a realist and say 2-1 for Bosnia. That is my prediction for the matchup. I hope to God Finland wins. That's all I got to say. I just hope, but I just do not see it happening. For France versus Kazakhstan, it should be a France win. If France win, then they will, I think, qualify to the World Cup. Wait, let me quickly check here. Yes. Okay. So if France win, they will qualify to the World Cup because then Finland cannot catch them anymore. So all France have to do is win the matchup, and congrats, you're heading to the World Cup. If they draw and Finland win, still a chance for France to finish second in the group, but it's France are going to the World Cup tomorrow. Belgium versus Estonia should be a routine win for Belgium, even though they have some injuries in the squad. 5-1 for Belgium. Wales, Belarus. I think I said a 2-0 for Wales, even though struggling against Estonia. I still think Wales are a good squad. They're already going to the playoffs no matter what, so it should be a 2-0 win for Wales. Norway, Latvia. Even though Latvia have been improving a lot, Jahed said 2-1 for Bosnia, even though Finland have the GOAT Pukki. See, this guy knows. Pukki is the GOAT because his actual translation from Finnish to English is the GOAT. See, he knows. He is the GOAT, but yeah. Pukki, I think he's a great striker, but I'm unbiased, of course. But Norway, Latvia should be a routine win for Norway in this matchup, even though Latvia have been improving, and you got to big themselves because they gave a tough match to Turkey twice. They could have easily been Turkey twice in these World Cup qualifiers. So Latvia are improving after a couple of years of mediocrity, in my opinion. They were debutants at the 2004 Euros where they drew 0-0 with Germany, but big up to Latvia. Then obviously Turkey, Gibraltar. This guys is all coming down to the final match day because Netherlands will play host to Norway and Turkey will go away to Montenegro. So it's wide open in this group. Turkey will destroy Gibraltar 7-0. They need to get their goal difference up after being destroyed by the Netherlands 6-1. And then we have Montenegro and the Netherlands, and it should be a 3-1 win for the Dutch. And that is, I think, all the matches, guys. I think that's all the matches. Oh my God, that's all the matches. Jesus Christ, I've been talking forever. I need some water. Oof, my voice is hurting a little bit. But yeah, guys, then there's Sunday is much more games where we have Ghana, South Africa, DRC Congo, Benin, Portugal, Serbia. Sunday is going to be a crazy day for World Cup qualifiers. Absolutely crazy. So, guys, if you have any more last questions, I'll be heading out in about 5 minutes time. Remember, tomorrow there will be a watch along for Bosnia versus Finland. So hopefully you guys can all join me. If you don't have the TV on a channel, find a stream, enjoy that. And then we can enjoy hopefully a Finland win. And if there's Bosnians that will join the stream, then, they are always more than welcome to. This is not a negative channel or anything like that. We try and promote positivity. Obviously, if certain teams suck, like Man United or let's say Juventus, which they should be better, we're going to ridicule them and explain why they should be better and what can they do to improve themselves. Or we can talk about like in international football, maybe a Paraguay, Uruguay, they need to improve. But we're not going to be like, oh, I hate your team. Well, I mean, on match day, of course, you can give a little banter. Like I'm a Liverpool fan. And if I'm going to play Man United on the same day, of course I'm going to hate Man United on the day, but it doesn't mean I'm going to fight my friend about it or stuff like that. You give banter. It's all about that. It's about banter. But yeah, exactly. Who's your team in the World Cup? Well, if Finland qualifies, they would be my number one. If USA qualifies, they're my 1.5. If neither of those teams qualify, my third team, I've always loved this team, Argentina. I just love the Argentina national team. It's just something about Argentina football that I love. I think it's just the fans. They're a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie, but I love crazy. So Argentina, that's like my national team that I don't really have a passport for. So that's the answer to that one. But guys, I think I'm going to head out. It's been almost 2 hours live. Holy crap. I will end the poll here to just quickly do that. If you are new around here, I will say once again, subscribe to the channel. I will see you tomorrow for the watch along. Have a beautiful day, guys. Big up everybody Jihad who tuned in, 80, Alejandro, Ali Reza, of course, always here. Subject name here one. Thank you for tuning in. Jahed Adi, of course. Man, we got a lot of players out there. Jawoner. God, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Obviously, we all love club football. We all love international football. But now it is the time for international football to reign supreme with World Cup qualifiers. And then next week, we will be back for club football and enjoy that. Because then the week after that, Champions League is back. Oh my God, there's so much football. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Have a beautiful day. Hopefully USA win today. Hopefully Finland wins tomorrow. And hopefully your national teams win, whichever national team you support. So have a beautiful day, guys. Stay safe. Adios. Go Finland. Go USA. As the Ian Dark would say, go USA. Have a beautiful day, guys.